Hello, everybody. Can anybody hear me or see me? Anybody? Where is Nigel? I am here, but maybe you just can't see me. Um, 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 Hello, Nigel. Can people see me? Oh, what a relief! Oh, my word. Oh, hello, everybody. I can't tell you how nice it is to be in touch with everybody again via this wonderful technology, which I have to tell you has given me something of a heart attack over this last hour. I thought I'd set up everything perfectly, exactly the way it was several weeks ago when we worked together. But obviously, one tiny thing is not working. So that genius that is Ben England has sorted us out. Talk about down to the wire. Hello, everybody. I'm very pleased to see you. And it's just I live out in the countryside in a house that's was built in 1540, and my computer's about the same age. And I think I now feel I've aged over this last. I probably look about as old as the house now. Oh my God, technology. Um, so hello, everybody. Well, what a sad day, Duke of Edinburgh. I think it's rather fitting that we're here with this piece, Miserere. I would like, on behalf of Mark and the whole of the Self-Isolation Choir team, myself, and maybe all of us here, to dedicate this evening's performance to the Duke of Edinburgh, and we wish the royal family our condolences and the very best for these next few days, which I'm sure will be very difficult for them. How amazing to be connected again, eh, folks? The Wi-Fi wasn't very good in 1540. No, no. It's about as good as my knowledge of technology now. Good Lord. How exciting, everybody, to be doing SPEM. That will really send me over the edge, but fret not, because I am buying a new computer. In fact, it's due to have arrived today, but probably for the sake of my health and the SIC team, it's probably just as well it didn't arrive and I set it up from scratch. But I do have a new computer arriving, and I will be working on that for SPEM in Allium, which I hope lots of you will be joining and participating in. I think it's an extraordinary work, and the idea of doing it with so many of you, and having, I know I've already had a sneak preview of how the Allegri sounds, which is pretty extraordinary, I can tell you. So on the strength of that, Mark and I decided that SPEM was not going to be beyond us. In fact, we could actually do a brilliant job. And who knows, I think this rendition of the Allegri is going to be the biggest performance of it ever. I'd be amazed if anybody's put anything like this together anywhere else in the world. I'm not quite sure how many people are in on this, Mark, as it must be nearly 1,000. And when the guys sent through the file, you'll hear it. I thought it actually sounded like, well, I'm not going to say. I'll wait for you to hear it. So look, I am so proud of everything we worked on. It was heartwarming to hear so many individual tracks sort of trying to do the things we talked about when we worked on this piece. The fluidity and the text, the bright Italian vowels, and then the high C's. My word, how many of you did those? I mean, did any of the gentlemen try them? Oh, do I like it? Oh, I love it. I love it. So look, I think the best thing to do, I'll talk a little bit more about this afterwards, but what I should do now is just play the track to you. I hope everybody's armed with a drink of some description. If it's early in the morning, then I hope it's not of the alcoholic variety. But get yourselves comfy and ready to listen. I'm going to play it in a second. So yeah, I think this is a remarkable effort, and the work that the guys have done at SIC to pull it all together is nothing short of extraordinary, and it sounds so convincing. Anyway, look, I'm going to stop babbling. Sit back, relax. I just don't want anybody to miss it, and I'm going to remember how GB, that's Genius Ben, told me. Okay, I pressed transition. So guys, here it comes. Yeah, da, da. Don't sing along for now. Just listen and enjoy it. So here we go. Isn't that amazing? Oh, got to put the other headphones on or something. Um, it's absolutely extraordinary. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. Lots of hard work, but as I say, I'm kind of very humbled by it because I can hear so many people trying to do the things we worked on. There's that lovely moment and that luscious harmony that we wanted to lean into, sopranos and altos and tenors. Tenors, the chant just sort of flows by exactly the way it should. Bass is that sort of real steely, big sound is fantastic. Sopranos and altos, all the intonation in those sort of triadic passages, it's all bang on. I mean, the pro choirs had better watch out. Funnily enough, I did this with Tenebrae last week in Holy Week in St John Smith Square, and of course we weren't allowed anybody in the church, and it was very dark. I don't know if anybody saw it. I mean, the light was. Apparently the video was kind of not great because it was so dark. But we were absolutely terrified. There's no other word for it. I have no idea how the Emma Walsh, the soprano, did the top C's, and she's quite heavily pregnant as well. And I don't know how she managed to sort of keep her nerve, because the rest of us were really wobbly. Just the fact that we haven't sung together for such a long time, and you come together and it's live, even though you're in an empty space, it's going out live, and it was just like, I don't know, it was like a concert, but with a kind of invisible and limitless audience, because you just had no idea of how many people were listening to it and watching it. So in some ways it was spooky. It was even more nerve-wracking than normal. But it is, as I maintain, I think it's a very simple piece, but it's so effective and it's so moving. And to perform it at that time of year, and now hearing it, on the day that Duke of Edinburgh has passed away, and in fact last week, very sadly, one of Tenebrae's patrons also passed away, Lady Valerie Schulte, who was just such a dear friend, and she was there right at the start of Tenebrae's time. Lived out in Switzerland. In fact, she had a chalet in the village I went to when I left the Kingsingers, and Valerie, in many ways, was the reason Tenebrae got started. A friend of hers was the senior pastor at Geneva Cathedral, and she asked if we could put a Christmas concert together. And I said, yeah, of course I could, but all my friends are professionals, so we'll need paying. And she said, oh, they can pay. And then when we sort of said, okay, it's going to cost this because of the hotels and the flights and all the rest of it, they said, oh, well, they'd like a CD to hear what the group sound like. And Tenebrae didn't exist at that point. So I very quickly flew back to the UK and got all my buddies together and said, look, we need to record some Christmas things, and put it on a CD and all the rest of it. And we put this recording session together very quickly, and it came out better than any of us could ever have dreamt. And when Lady Schulte heard it, she sent it to Geneva, and they said fine. And then very shortly afterwards, a couple of other cathedrals in Switzerland said, look, can we have this concert too? And then another friend said, okay, I'd like to have the concert in London to sponsor a charity. In fact, it was called Downside Up, which is a charity for kids who suffer from Down syndrome in Russia, where kids with Down syndrome are not treated the way they should be. And I don't know how the situation is these days, but various members of the British Embassy came along to the concert. The British ambassador to Russia was there, and it was an extraordinary time because Tenebrae kind of started out of nothing, and it was all because of Valerie's one request that the ball got rolling, and she took a keen interest all the time. I used to hold auditions for Tenebrae. Young singers used to come to this glorious house in St John's Wood, and the auditions would be held downstairs in Valerie's late husband's studio. So 2 grand pianos back to back, and the Passion, the score of Bach's St. John Passion, open on the page that he was working on when he died, is still there on the desk. So it's kind of very moving to hear this piece and share it with you all, and remember a few fond memories of Valerie, amazing lady, and likewise Duke of Edinburgh, done so much, with the Duke of Edinburgh Award, and a fantastic servant to the nation, I think, for decades and decades. So anyway, let's get back to the Allegri, the rendition, this extraordinary rendition we have put together. It is ours, ladies and gentlemen, and it's there forever. And what I was going to say is, when I first heard it, I thought, crikey, I mean, this is how I could imagine it sounding in St. Peter's in Rome, with that sort of vast cavernous acoustic, and we could all fit in there. So just, yeah, it was kind of very surreal, because you just don't know what 1,000 people would sound like in a cathedral. But Connor, who's done such a brilliant job with the sound, I think he must have been there. He must have heard it before me. But I think that's what it would sound like. And so congratulations to everybody on the team that's done all the technical stuff. Mark, I think you and the team should be very proud of yourselves, and everybody that's sung should also be very proud. Now look, enough waffling on from me. You're going to get loads of me for the SPEM sessions. They're going to happen for quite a few weeks. I think I'm doing 2 or 3 a day it's 40 parts, so there are 40 sessions. More than welcome to come and join on any part. I think that's fair to say, Mark, isn't it? And what we're going to do is record all the tracks individually with Tenebrae singers. They're all going to come up to my house, actually, and we'll do it here so that there's a kind of consistency over it, so that we can make sure that no one part is distorting, and it'll make it hopefully as helpful to you as possible. And it also means that if they're slightly out of tune, I'll be standing about, 2 meters away, so I can get them to do it again and again until it's absolutely perfect. I fancy a trip to Rome, says Caroline. Yeah, so do I. Not sure I'm going anywhere yet. Yes, who can put up with the 41.5-hour sessions of Nigel? I think even my family would struggle with that. But anyway, I think in order to finish this, it would be wonderful if you can put your glasses down. I mean, your glasses that you're drinking out of, not the ones that you're looking out of. If you put them down, and we should play it again, and would you sing it? Would that be nice? I think we should. Ya-dee-da. So there are your notes. Remember, I can't sing in falsetto anymore, so I can't sing the soprano note. Basses, basses, tenors, altos, second sopranos, sopranos. Okay, here it comes again, everybody. And would you mind if I just if we're going to sing it together rather than just listening, I'll wave as we go. Okay? So here it is, everybody. Once more. There are your notes. Here we go. Enjoy. And close your eyes and think of St. Peter's, unless you need to open your eyes to read the music. But I'm doing it from memory these days. Right, here we go. Here it comes, everybody. Oh, need to get my headphones on. My other headphones. So I can hear things. Enjoy. Pretty extraordinary, everybody. I find that really moving. And now we should just quietly leave St. Peter's in Rome, walk across the square and find a little bar and go and celebrate together with a little glass of a cheeky red or something. Anyway, It's been such a pleasure working on this with everybody, and I'm so thrilled to Ben. You wouldn't be allowed to buy a drink. I'd have to buy you it. A crate, I think. So please do sign up for some fun with SPEM. There's a really interesting long article, but it's very interesting, by Hugh Keat on the Thomas Tallis Society website. We're going to use his score. There's all sorts of mysteries surrounding SPEM, why it was created and when it was performed and all this kind of stuff. And it's very interesting having the take from Hugh Keat on how we've arrived at the version. I mean, in some ways, it's a bit like the Allegri. I think it's probably closer to the original that Tallis intended. But it's a fascinating piece, and having performed it, many times as a singer and also as a conductor. The last time I did it was in Santiago. Tenebrae went to Santiago, the wonderful cathedral there, which is the culmination of the Camino del Santiago, the pilgrimage, and we put it together in a church that's next to the cathedral in Santiago, with the choir of Clare College, Cambridge. We did a few pieces with them, and it was wonderful to work with them and just sort of have all these bright young faces rather than the old gnarled ones that are, well, actually they're not, it's only my face that's old and gnarled. But just have them all eagerly working alongside Tenebrae. It was really fabulous. And I think, we're in very safe hands with the SIC team, and it should be brilliant. I think, like the Allegri, I can't imagine that there will ever be a performance that's put together with so many singers taking part. So we're going to work hard on that. Each line will get 1.5 hours worth of work, and I'll take you through all of it. All the sort of, it's not that tricky. It's a little bit harder than the Allegri, but it's well worth it. It's really rewarding, and it's going to be great fun. So I can't wait to see all of you then, and I just love all these messages that are going. I mean, they're flashing past. I can't actually focus on them. My eyesight's bad enough as it is, but they're going past so quickly. You don't give me a chance to read any of them. But this idea, this whole concept of joining people together is epic. It's legendary. It's just, and it's exactly what we need. With all the stories about France and other countries in Europe going back into lockdown. I mean, it's so worrying, and we've just got to keep positive, and this is a brilliant thing that will keep us connected. Funny enough, my family have gone out for the day. They've gone down to see some friends now that they're allowed, and the kids have just had such a whale of a time with the other kids in this family that they've decided to stay there. And they're not going to be back until probably late tonight. So, but I haven't felt lonely because of you guys. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the SIC team, Mark, Ben, Connor. Just fabulous work you do, bringing everybody together. And thank you for all the effort that's gone into making this Allegri sound so memorable and so special. It'll hold a very special place in my heart forever, I think. And let's hope by the time we embark on SPEM that we are allowed to wander a little bit, travel a little bit, and but the main thing is stay safe, everybody. Now, Mark, is there anything else you wanted me to say? Have I forgotten anything? It says, thank you, Nigel. It's been fab. Oh, gosh. Keep it coming. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and I can't wait to, I say see you all again, I mean hear you all again, and I will miss this sort of blur of text that's going on the right hand side of my screen. Can everybody see all these messages? It shows you just how rubbish I am at technology, and I will have a new computer, so hopefully there won't be any delays and all that kind of stuff. But take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Stay safe, stay sane, and yeah. look after yourself and your loved ones. Okay, bye bye everybody.